Okay, climate change has doubled the risk of devastating floods in California and what some refer to as mega floods. Our meteorologists have spent months asking our state's lead researchers, what is a mega flood? What damage could it do? And are we ready? Tonight, Brandon Minchef shows us all the moving parts that it really takes to put a coordinated response if a worst case scenario comes true, and also what you need to know to get out.
All of our tools were submerged underwater.
It looks like a bomb went off there.
Imagine the biggest storm you've ever been through.
He had to chainsaw his way out his front door.
Cold, hard rain has local creeks and rivers running high.
All this came underneath the doors.
What if the rain didn't stop?
A levee breaks. Your neighborhood starts taking on water.
In Sacramento region alone, there's over 514,000 people that are protected by these levees.
Studies suggest that Sacramento is actually one of the top 10 in the nation most at risk for flooding due to rivers.
The most intense atmospheric river storms are likely to become significantly more intense.
And certainly the spillway incident was one of those instances where we did not have time.
Are we prepared? This is Megaflood. Atmospheric rivers, which are intensified by climate change, account for more than 90% of flood damages in California. These storms present the biggest threat to our low-lying areas that sit below levees, which keep water away from people.
What is this place?
So this is where flood response across the state is coordinated.
Liz Bryson is the manager of flood operations at the California Department of Water Resources. Liz and DWR lead the state's flood response. When activated, people pack this relatively small and unassuming room right here in Sacramento.
One big part of what we do during high water is facilitate discussions between reservoir operators, because those releases into the rivers could have major impacts downstream. So we want to make sure that all the appropriate agencies are in the conversation, and so they're not just making decisions in silos. Emergencies begin and end at the local level, and so when a local agency runs out of resources, they move up to the county. When the county runs out of resources, they come up to the state level. So the Flood Operations Center coordinates and supports that response.
The Flood Ops Center was most recently activated in 2019 for 4 days. In 2017, the center was active for 151. That was the year of the Oroville Dam crisis. Nearly 200,000 people living downstream from the dam were told to leave their homes. It was a crisis Butte County Sheriff Corey Honey remembers well.
There's been an ongoing effort to try to get people to understand that we don't issue these warnings lightly. They're based on the best information we have at the time. They're based on our experience with these kinds of events, and ask that they heed those warnings and move to an area where they're much safer. One of the things that we learned is that the most effective way to get somebody to evacuate is for a uniformed law enforcement officer to go to their house, knock on their door, tell them of the emergency and tell them what they need to do. But sometimes you don't have the time for that, and certainly the spillway incident was one of those instances where we did not have time.
In 2017, Sheriff Honey personally called David and Mariana Rodriguez to tell them to leave their home.
I said, all right, well, we're going to try to get out of here as fast as I can. And I know a bunch of back roads to run through the agriculture roads. So it was able to get me pretty fast to the nice landing area until we hit that area. So everybody was trying to go out to either Woodland, Calusa, different areas. So once I hit nice landing to Woodland, it took me about 2 hours to get into Woodland, which should be only about 20-minute drive.
They opted to take the back roads instead of the major thoroughfares, something not recommended should flooding occur. Are there designated flood evacuation routes?
There absolutely are designated flood emergency routes from every community in Sacramento County and San Joaquin County and up and down the valley.
John Kane with River Partners works to restore natural floodplains and bolster defenses that protect flat, low-lying areas in the Sacramento and Central Valleys.
What building in the floodplains does, behind a levee or below a dam, is puts a whole bunch of people in harm's way and enriches some developer that put houses in the floodplain. They're not paying for the dam. They're delivering a bill, almost certainly to future generations to have to pay for that foolish development.
Following the Hurricane Katrina disaster in Louisiana, officials put a building moratorium on Sacramento's Natomas neighborhood until 2015 over concerns the levees were not strong enough to help hold back the American and Sacramento rivers. The levee system was and still is being upgraded to better withstand heavy storms.
And what's really important is everybody understands what the evacuation route is. And it's particularly important for residents to know where to go and where not to go. Sometimes people think, all I got to do is get out of town. Well, you could be driving right into the flood.
These renderings from Sacramento County show the evacuation route should a levee fail in South Natomas, as large portions of the area would be underwater in hours. If a levee broke in the area around Old Sacramento, most of downtown and the Pocket would be under 16 feet of water within a day. As we live and continue to build in flat, low-lying cities in the valley, it's important to know your way out should disaster hit. Your best defense against flooding is to be prepared.
Okay, Brendan, I need to know where those maps are, and I'm sure a lot of people at home want to know where they are too.
Yeah, you can find the maps on your county's website. So, for instance, Sacramento County, San Joaquin County, sometimes it's on the Office of Emergency Management. Sometimes you got to dig for it a little, but all the maps are out there. They're all publicly available, and honestly, they can be kind of shocking when you see how quickly some areas can flood.
Yeah, especially like, we look at an area like Natomas where there is a lot of building going on, making sure that people know an escape route is very important.
Yeah, and we talked about it in the story. There is Natomas, the building moratorium lifted in 2015. There's a lot of new development, potentially a lot of new residents in that area that may simply not understand just how quickly an area like Natomas could flood if we had a situation with a levee break in just the right area, similar situations down in the Pocket. These levees really protect a lot of people, and they're really important.
And then this is not the end of our series yet. We still have Carly coming up tomorrow.
That's right.
And she's going to be talking about flood insurance.
And it's really important, especially for an area like Natomas, but honestly all across the city of Sacramento. And if you live in a floodplain, you need that flood insurance. It's really important.
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Again, our Mega Flood series continues on To The Point tomorrow at 6:30. For more about how a flood like this could affect our area, all you have to do is just visit us online at abc10.com/tothepoint. Let's take a look outside and get straight to our Gilmore back.